Oh. Oh, wow. Good morning, good day, good afternoon. Welcome wherever you are in the world. Big up on yourself. It's your brother Bolo here now in this space again. Welcome, guys. Please remember to hit the like button. Please remember to hit the like button. Coming through the door. And I want to say big up to the new subscribers on Bolo VNR Clips. You know, we're getting constant subscriber over by Bolo VNR Clips. I want to say big up to you guys. This is a very serious time in our country, a very pivotal point in our country, ladies and gentlemen. And of course, I want to encourage you guys to share this video, like this video, and get the room full, you know. Last song, bonononos. Oh my God, it's so good to see you, my baby. Hope you and your family is doing well, my darling. Atekel Smith, big up yourself, Atekel Smith. Welcome, 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 welcome. Very, very sad time in our country. Richard, how you doing? Very, very sad time in our country, you know. A very, very dangerous time for law-abiding citizens of the country. Very, very dangerous time, my people. Joyce Lynn Palmer, Angela, how you doing? Good day, good day, good day. Welcome to you guys. Big up on yourself. We'll just start the live on TikTok. And then we'll get right into it. You're off work today? Awesome, awesome. Sassy D, how you doing, my darling? Hope all is well. Blessings, blessings, blessings. All right. So, what am I here talking about? Two things. As far as I'm concerned, Jamaica is under attack by internal forces, refusing to uphold the constitutional law and due process. That's the first thing, and that goes all across the board. You understand? Marva Dice, how you doing? Good day. All right. The next title that I put up, because I put up two different titles, one for Bolivian clips, and it's really, we're talking about the same thing. Jamaica is facing one of its darkest hours since our so-called independence. The line has been drawn, ladies and gentlemen. So that's what I'm here talking about today. All right? So let's get into it. Welcome, welcome. I want to encourage you guys to first smash the like button. Don't bad mind the like button. Just beat up the like button. We have Portland Spice here, and there's a discussion here that I wanted to highlight around what's going on here in Jamaica. Let's listen to it, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go.
Yes, we have to.
We have to pray for her. Yes. Because she's one of the persons who speak out when things are right.
Yes.
And one of the reasons why the lady in Granville lost her life was because of the statements that she made last week.
What kind of statement she made?
She was not very pleasant to Andrew.
Oh, okay.
She was not very nice to Andrew. You remember what happened in COVID?
Yes. Yeah, Raleigh, hold on.
When the man makes statements. You remember what happened to him?
You want to find an idea?
Thanks for sharing that.
Right. You remember a lady was deleted after she make a statement about Andrew? You remember that one?
No, I don't remember that one.
Right. There was a lady in court that made a statement that was deleted. And then a man hide behind her.
I will never forget that lady. All the wall in her house was green. And she was fed up with Andrew. It is said that she come from one labor right community. And I never heard Andrew honest. I'm not saying Andrew honest sanctioned her death. I could never say that. I don't know nothing about that. But the facts of the matter is, as soon as that lady came out and she spoke out and said she tired of Andrew, the same day she lost her life. And I never heard Andrew honest or his government come out and condemn. And a similar situation has happened now with this lady in Granville. And the only person that has come out on the Jamaica Labour Party side, Dana Whittaker, how you doing? Blessings. The only person that has come out and said anything is Marlene Malawu Ford. I don't hear nobody else from the Jamaica Labour Party come out. Nobody. And it's been hours now since that lady has passed. It was yesterday. Let's continue.
Shimmy. And they find him.
They found him, but they can't find the man where murdered Dr. Bloomfield. All right.
No, and then can't find the man who killed the man up at the lawyer house.
Oh, tala.
And the lawyer we might talk about is Andrew Owen's lawyer. Want to remember the case? Where the man wake up and him find the man, according to his story, him find the man in his house with stab wounds, bullet wounds, on him sofa. Meters are some feet away from his bedroom, but he did not hear anything. That man never went to prison. And he claimed it was no breaking. The police said there was no breaking. Nobody broke into the house. What a mystery. Let that happen to anybody else. They would have gone to prison. Let's continue.
All right, Junior, a little more. Marshy, hold on. Rally morning.
Morning.
Hold on, Marshy. You rally, what go on?
Yeah, what the hell with that?
I don't know what go on with that link the party.
We don't know if somebody that we see come upon it, brother.
We have to try to start it out today because, you know, when you are that way, it gives us much more leverage, you know?
Yeah, man.
Yes, man. Yeah, man. Marshy, morning.
Morning.
What go on?
Quickly. Very quickly. All the police must say to the woman point a gun at them and then return the fire and kill her.
Well, I can tell you what they are going to say. They are going to say she drive off and she tried to run him over. That's what they say. Yeah? You hear that already, Rally?
Yeah, man. It's not hard.
Then we don't see it, man.
Jamaica, have you guys seen the video? I cannot show it on YouTube or anything because of the violence of it all. A gun was pulled and the lady was executed. The lady was turning away from the police. Right? The question is, did that action warrant the police taking out his gun and lethally shooting her twice? And what happened after? The police did not immediately go and take the lady out of the bus to carry her to the hospital. They were circling, not all of them, but the one that did the shooting, circling around, walking all over the place. A person that appeared to be a policewoman was screaming out, "Oh my God, no!" I don't know if it's a policewoman, I can't confirm or not, but she looked, because she was standing on the bus and she looked like she was in military arm. You understand what I'm saying? That is the question. But I leave it up to the lawyers and I leave it up to due process. But right now, what I've heard on the news is that Granville tensions are risen up there, and rightfully so. You understand? Because the people was there when it happened. You understand? Let's continue.
That the must say, man, what you talk about. But when you look at the video, once that vehicle move, that's why I want to tell Jamaican people, don't play with their police. Don't give them don't comply, because they have been given the orders.
Yeah, man.
And this argument this argument that there are Israelis in Jamaica training the police, I don't know if it's true, Rally. You find out anything on it, Rally?
No, but it is highly possible because they are involved in all kind of same thing, including that was at the electoral office and the system down there and all that, and the patterns of behavior that they are seeing is that kind of Israeli type behavior.
Yes. So
same thing happened.
I love how Rally answered that. Him don't know, but it's quite possible because of the patterns of behavior. The way how people are dealt with, citizens are dealt with in Israel is the same way the Jamaican people have been dealt with, especially in the last 2 years. There has been an uptick with the police eliminating, exterminating, snuffing out the lives of the people, the men and women of this country. Let's continue.
In Gaza and those places, yeah, and Lebanon and those places, yeah.
So
but what the Israeli know about is genocide and ethnic cleansing.
Yes.
And when you look in Jamaica at the black, then them are kill out. So that to me more like ethnic cleansing.
If we have them training our police, we are in danger.
Yeah,
and if that is so, we need to find out and it needs to stop.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Man.
And the Minister of National Security will not say anything. Right? And the Prime Minister will not say anything. I can tell you that. And the police commissioner is going to do a cover-up. And it's going to say this. I hate to say it, but I have to say it. In Jamaica, when it rains, it pours. Look, they have more women who they are coming after.
They shot a
Sorry to
woman.
say it.
That looked like cold blood to me. Bam, through the way.
Yeah, man,
Yes.
that, man.
And when you look at Marlene Malawford, wow. This one you can see it. You can see it really touch her.
Yeah, man.
Yes, man.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man.
Yes,
Including
really
Angel,
touch her. And it go to
Hold on, Marcy. Where's the rally?
including Professor Harton to man, him send me an Instagram to guide to man. Yeah, man.
I never hear nothing from
So that's Mali.
Yes.
I never.
Mr. Andre Harton posted something on his Facebook. He had responded as well, ladies and gentlemen. Professor Harton, remember he's the counselor for the same area. I saw it. I put it up on my. Oh, yes. So Professor Harton had sorry about that. Professor Harton had posted something as well, ladies and gentlemen. I don't want to show the video because I'm recording. I don't want to show the video, but I'll tell you what he said. He said, "Unbelievable. I am lost for words. People watch this and see how these police really heartless. This is unacceptable, right? Then you mean to tell me so police can just deal with people like stray dog? No, man, this cannot continue. R.I.P. Buju, Jano." So, and you know, let me just, yes, because you see that I don't want to show that part there, you know, but I'm going to show you guys, you know. I'm going to show you guys after that kind of snuff out that part. I don't, because I don't want them block the video. Yes, so see it here, guys. The police don't shoot the lady already, so yes, see it here. These are the words of Mr. Andre Harton. You understand? Right there. Alright, good. Alright, so he posted the video and he made a statement on it. So yes, he did. Let's continue.
No, him send this up, man.
Hi,
Him send this up, man. Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
Well,
Man, why get
you
out
know,
on, man?
in parting, because I want to leave Raleigh to talk up the thing. But in parting, Edgerton Newman said something. Why am I beg the man them to hold off the strike?
What?
And hear what the minister said.
What?
Again, time I beg them, you know, Edgerton.
Man, fire Edgerton Newman.
Well, instead I ask them to hold off the strike, so them are going to have a meeting at the Transport Authority today, at the Transport Center with the minister. And they want to wait to hear what go on first. But listen to this part where he said, in the one when the taxi man then go up there, the police box and kick and shot them. And no one know where the police with them.
Mighty God.
Well, have a point with that part there.
Wow.
Later, Marshy. But I have no respect for Edgerton Newman doing a rally.
Yeah,
What's
man.
up?
I sell it on Newman, me call him. Yeah, man, sell it on Newman, me call him, man. You cannot go make a decision for your group before you have a decision at the transport. Don't get that. You sold out the taxi men. Tell me about what going on, rally. Talk to us. Give us a rundown of what is going on. What should we look for this week? Summary of last week and where we.
3.8%. And to cap.
I'm warning you, Mr. Bell. If you are trying to.
We have Neville on the line. Neville, morning.
Morning, Colin. How you do, my brother? How you do? Morning, Raleigh. Morning, everybody.
Morning.
Colin, just before I go to Raleigh, I am warning you, Mr. Bell. If you are trying to create unrest in this country against the duly elected government, they're going to throw you in jail. They're going to throw you.
I'm not afraid of jail. And Nanny, I'm a great grandmother.
Jamaica, you see this guy with name Neville? He's tone deaf to what is going on with the people. He has no emotional intelligence. He comes on with nonsense and he tries to play down serious situations that's happening in the country. And his argument for Colin Bell is that careful. Like, that's not even something for you to joke about. Careful, you're not trying to create unrest against the government. The government is creating unrest against the government. What the hell are you talking about? The government decision is creating unrest against the government. How many videos have we seen where persons have come out blatantly I mean, blatantly, and said stuff that you should not even say on camera that can literally get you locked up and the police come for you. But the people are fed up. So Colin Bell is not trying to raise up the people. The people are already risen up. It's only a matter of time before the straw break the camel back and Jamaica will be burning down if them continue the way them are continue and analyze the people them innocently. What you think? You think you're just going to bully the people them, kill them family members them, and then what? They don't retaliate? That is a mentality of nonsense and unintelligence. Not everybody think the same way. You understand? So you are pushing the people back against the wall, right? And then you are not doing the right things to remedy the situation, to come out and punish the police them out if you get punished. Because as last time he here, Andrew Owens said, they want to eliminate the criminal them. Then what about the criminals in the police force? When is the eliminating going to start? And if you don't want to play the tape, you can play it on him Instagram, in TikTok. He said that on the Observer that they want to eliminate the criminals. Then if you have criminals in the force, when is the eliminating starting? You see, the mentality and the way they are approaching crime fighting, it is flawed. That is my point. Felicia Fee, how you doing? Unaliving criminals is not the way to go. Reforming them is the way to go. As many of them as you can. It cannot be that they're using this iron fist type of vibe. It cannot be. Zine, and that's what we're seeing in the country. They are using iron fists. They are using extreme force first and then anything else after that. Well, when they reach extreme force, nothing else will come after that because you cannot bring back a person's life. That's it. And I saw, the hypocrisy of it all. The hypocrisy of it all. We see in the parliament where Dr. Angela Brownberg took up the Mason protests. And they made a big deal out of it. Oh, this is not how you should approach things when you are not in agreement. Then why would you not say the same thing to the police them? It's not how you approach things. It's not how you approach crime fighting by eliminating so-called criminals. And a lot of them are not criminals. I mean, now will made a wrong talk. Appear innocent people in man them are unalive. Clear like day, you can see that. Look on the youth in a house, right? Come from work, and the man come out with the hand up in the ear. What is the procedure? You already have a gun on him at 20 other one. Lock up the youth and put handcuff on him. And then you can walk him around and search the premises for whatever it is that you're looking for. Oh, by the way, you guys didn't have any warrant. That is a breach of law. That youth was unalived, and then we were told that, he tried to pull a gun from, you mean after him open the door, him tried to pull a gun from That I want well-thinking, sensible people to believe. So the trust has been eroded. Totally eroded. And rightfully so. Who trusts the police in Jamaica now? I must in labor right. I can't nobody else. Because it appears as if PMP people is being targeted in PMP zones, right? It seems like some of these unalivings by the police is political. Or them a give them mad puss piss for drink, some of them. Or them a drink weed tea or something, or them a take white lady. Suppose you see the video, the man them drag out the lady body out of the something, man. Like a piece of rag. And dash her in the back of the van with one tire there and a stuff her in there. Anybody see that and you're not outraged, I don't know what to tell you. You have lost your humanity. And that's why this brother when he come for the program, me even want to hear him voice, nephew. Because them look idiot style and come talk about or mind them lock you up. Huh? Unbelievable. Let's continue.
Still have our blood in me. Unlike the Jamaican people who have lost their fight and lost their appetite to resist bad government. I have not lost mine. And if it's jail,
One of our
Once you don't plan to execute me like how they execute Dr. Bloomfield.
Shecknar, big up.
one
Shecknar,
of
big up.
our member here.
Hold on the nephew.
Who's that called?
Hold on the nephew. Rally wants to say something.
Antonio,
Yes,
big
Rally.
up.
No, hold on. I want to hear what Rally. Hold on, Rally.
Hold on the nephew.
Watch out.
Nephew, hold on. Yes, Rally.
You might try to dominate the
No,
program.
when nephew talk about jail, don't jail prominence.
No,
Them all lock me up.
listen to that again.
No, when nephew talk about jail, don't jail prominence.
Oh, come in.
You say them all lock me up.
No, well, Colin,
Yes.
I want to hear him code, but in so.
All right.
Can tell me, look here. Please, Lord.
You know, if you disagree with it, agree?
Yeah.
Are driving fear in the Jamaican people. The government and the police are driving fear in the Jamaican
Real
people. Do you agree?
crosses, last song.
Yeah. Yeah, that's why I wonder when nephew talk
Real
about jail.
crosses.
Yeah, man, because you know, if you say nothing against the government, you know, if you disagree with the government. No.
Well, that's all this,
What's
that's
up,
why I wonder when
Lady
I talk about jail. What kind of crime you
big
commit?
up.
No, the dictatorship, man, is
Yeah.
muzzling the press. That is what it is. Muzzling of the
So
press.
that nephew want?
It's muzzling. What I call it. Go ahead, Raleigh.
No, I said that nephew want?
Yes.
Oh, I see.
You know, you're the man say. Man say it clear. And when you look at what happened in that video with the police, you saw the video, Raleigh?
Yeah, man, them tell the professor send me
Wagwan
Jesus
Royal
Christ.
Empire, big up yourself.
When you look at that video, the people they were going to protest a police killing the son day before. Yeah?
Mother's Day. Yeah, Mother's Day, yeah.
Yeah? And it's like the man never say, "Who? I wanna do no, I'm sure no Wagwan." One shot. Pang!
Yep.
And just draw her out of the van, fling her in the police, back of the police jeep. Yeah? What kind of Jamaica?
Them operating.
Yes? I need to call Fitzjackson and ask him if there's any
Yeah,
truth that
bless.
Israelis are training our police officers.
Me
Let's go
want
to this
know.
caller. Caller morning.
Listen to that, brother.
Morning, Colin. Morning, Rasta.
Listen to that,
Morning.
brother. Carefully.
Colin, Jamaica is officially now a rogue state.
Come on.
We have descended into anarchy, put it that way.
Yes.
Yeah.
And those are it sounds strong, but that is my belief. When you look at the video last night, only down at Palestine and them place there you see them things there. The man no have no regard for the law.
None whatsoever.
And what has happened now is that the JCF has become a force of mercenaries carrying out the mandate of the Commissioner of Police, the Prime Minister, and the Minister of Security. Whether it is to drive fear into the people in the country, or is to eliminate a group of people, but something is happening. And you see, the longer it takes the Jamaican people to rise up against this,
Yes.
they are going to continue to do this.
All right.
And more persons are going to lose their life.
Yes.
You see, just look at how the police carry out that assassination, because that me I call it,
Of course.
because that was an assassination.
Yes.
Look how the man them deal with it yesterday. It's as if the man them go a bush, go shoot bud. And the man them just take up the bud and fling it in the igloo.
Yes.
It's not a human
Corner.
life.
True.
It's not a normally, you know, hear conflict between police and women always men dead, you know.
Yes.
But look how leisurely the man them just kill the woman, brother.
Yes. I tell him,
Look how
man.
leisurely. And again, Marlene Malawu not gonna be a member of the Labour Party for much longer.
I'm if you tell you.
Because how she came out and spoke yesterday.
Yes.
Enough
Yes.
people vex with her, you know.
Of
Can't tell her that
course.
in a freedom party right now.
Yes.
Because she don't have to come out and say nothing. She feel left here alone.
What kind of heart these people have
They not.
that is supporting this kind of
They
thing?
not.
What kind of heart?
Colin Bell. No heart they not have.
Boy, Colin.
No heart they not
I
have.
don't know. The man them not have no heart, brother.
No
The man them not
heart.
have no heart, Colin. You ask a good question, but it is obvious the man them not have no heart. The man them
Hold on,
not no rock.
And I'm not talking about the police, you know. They're talking about the people
People
who are
them we are
supporting this because there are
support
people out there supporting
Ivan,
this.
what's up? Big up.
You never sound like him supported.
Eh?
But Colin, I
You never sound like him supported.
I try to listen to stuff, Colin. I need to come
I'm
in.
going to tell about jail.
Let me tell you something. There's a saying that says crime is never wicked until it reaches your doorstep. And I want to call all Jamaican this morning that crime is at your gate.
Remember that.
So it'll come at your doorstep.
Man,
So sit down on your laurels and say it's not going to happen to me. Continue.
But Colin, I hear something sin.
me say Jamaica on better heed that one in the way Colin Bella talk about, you know. Because a lot of uno. Because it not happen to uno don't give a damn. You understand? The man got people at 4 o'clock in the morning without a warrant. I take people out of them bed and I take with them wife from them and them girlfriend from them and them picnic from them and I execute people and I talk about a shootout. Huh? Only can't stay there. I'm to the man.
But me that hear it before, but you start get little more airtime now. Me hear that one something said Bujo was marked for that. No, me no put nothing past them money right now, you know, because anybody who come out
the same lady?
since this almost the artist them attack.
No, the lady when they yesterday they call her Butch, you know.
Okay, mark for that. Well, me mixed up then. My whatever.
So maybe the same lady.
Colin, maybe. Colin, me, no put nothing past this government. A man did say Prime Minister to go whatever in a COVID and then go dig him out and that bit. That's right, that's how it did start. Right? And then one girl, as Jonah said, they mentioned something about the Prime Minister a few days after she gone to. And see, this a woman that come out to protest, she gone to. And look how many other things have been happening in the country. The people have been speaking, and instead of get better, Colin, it is getting worse. The country is now a rogue state. And the JCF is a mercenary army going around to carry out the function of the government, which include the Commissioner of Police and the Minister of Security. Because when all of these things happen, you don't hear them come out and condemn it. All them do is put the responsibility back on the citizens. The citizens must come out and be respectful to the police. You don't hear them say they're going to do an investigation. You don't hear them say they're going to do anything like that. So the life of the citizen means nothing to them. And then people must understand, you know, that is half. 410,000 people vote for the JLP and
413 and 404 vote for the PNP.
Vote for the PNP, good. So it's not like they got a massive mandate. Yes, they got a mandate, but it's not like they get a massive mandate. And you're right, they are ruling.
Carla, them they get so much vote. That was a rogue election. Not even accurate. You saw here about what going on Paul Buchanan constituency, because that's going to court June 22nd. Wanna get ready. God is doing something in this land. Yeah? This government got to go. Too much of them now, man.
They're not leading.
Yeah, man, it's true. Yeah, man, I lead it. Yesterday, rally. After I put out, because we're going to have the opposition leader this evening, so I put out a hard vote on YouTube and TikTok. And a lady comment. You can go and chat because while you not chat, PNP, GLP a win and a rule. So I commented, I responded to her comment and say, yes, you know a rule, but Jamaica needs leader and leadership. It's not ruler we need, it's leader and leadership.
Big difference.
Colin, you notice they never come on the program. You notice they never come on the program since morning and not even him no condemn what happened down at St. James.
Exactly.
And that is why people now are here for Neville, because all Neville they do. All Neville they do is laugh like the life of the woman no mean nothing.
Yes.
You understand, the life of the Jamaican citizens no mean nothing.
Yes.
So you come and laugh. If you continue to cause uprising against the government, you're going to go to jail, Colin. No. You see, that is why people impatient with listening to him, because he takes everything nonchalantly.
Yes.
And it's as if he don't put no seriousness.
Right.
The first thing never should come on this man and say, is that why I condemn what happened and I hope the investigation. You come and laugh.
Let me tell you why I agree with the caller 100%. We have the benefit of the video. We have the benefit of the video. The video is there. Now this person is here talking about what are you doing about kicking him out other than chat Bolo. So remember, big up yourself, Mixmaster Overdose. Everywhere, anywhere you stand up. My respect. So Jesus save. I go give you an opportunity to call me and tell me what me supposed to do about kicking out the Prime Minister of Jamaica. More you make sure you think about what you say before you say it to me. Because according to you criticize me, say me a chat. So what I am doing here is not important. Raising the conversation is not important. So me not fi come talk about it. We're supposed to be quiet. And then when people quiet, I only see one say, but nobody not talk about it. Make up your damn mind. Let's continue. Think about what you say before you say it.
Colin,
Little more.
as a Jamaican looking on
Think
from
about what you
outside,
say before you say it.
my country's in problem, my heart weak.
Think about what
Yes.
you
See the
say
video
before you
last
say
night
it.
and believe me, my heart weak, brother.
Yeah, man.
Have a good day, boss.
One love. Hold on.
So that caller there, that's why I have to go from before and fast forward, because that's how I want to focus on this reaction. Nephew coming on nonchalantly and then basically I send warning and check to Colin Bell. This is how the labor right them think. That's why them support the police, them are unalive innocent people in the street. So the line has been drawn, ladies and gentlemen. You see everybody where they on the side of supporting the government, God will judge you, man. I am the ultimate judge. So whatever you get, you can't complain. Let's move on. Let's move on. Anything you get, you can't complain. Remember me telling you that. Because these are the things you turn up and support. Left all vengeance to the Lord. See me? Let me go to these particular situation right here. Alright, so Mr. Chief Curry. Did he post a video? Is this a post? Oh, he was live. Oh my God. I didn't even realize that. Man, he was live. I should have recorded it, you know. Sure, man. You think I post the video, you know? Chief Curry was live. At the live me catch. No, see it, yeah? Yeah, man, see it, yeah? Hopefully we can't hear it.
Protect the land, protect the people, power to the people. My people of a compound and cockpit country, I stand before you today not only as your chief, but as son of the land. A land that is not ordinary, a land that the world is only beginning to now understand. Because right here in cockpit country, we are sitting on something powerful. It's not just culture, but one of the greatest concentrations of life and an ecosystem incomparable to anywhere else in the Caribbean. Many of the species here in the cockpits cannot be found anywhere else in the world. The very water from beneath our feet sustains almost half of this island. Let that sink in. Here in cockpit country, over 40% of the island's fresh water emanates from the...
Sorry about that. This is important, ladies and gentlemen, for me to record the chief. There was big controversy around his appointment, and he's been sending subliminals. Well, I think it's direct messages to the sellouts of the Maroons and also to the people that don't understand why Chief Curry is under attack. This is again, this is an attack on sovereignty, this is an attack on law, constitution, human rights, the rights of indigenous people. This is all an attack on all those things. And so when you see a lady being unalived in the street by the police, and you see the maroon, sovereignty being attacked, it's the same thing. It's the same thing. The Maroons are the ones that fought for freedom, and they were the pioneers of what freedom is. You understand? In this country, they were the first to get freedom. If it wasn't for them, this country would never be independent of the colonizers. You understand? So this man is very important, and what he's saying is very important for us to hear, and that's why I'm highlighting it. So let's listen to the man.
Yeah. Protect the land, protect the people, power to the
CJ, big
people.
up. CJ, big up.
My people
Miss Fletcher,
of
big
a
up.
compound and cockpit country.
Jocelyn, Kerrine.
I stand before you today not only as your chief, but as son of the land. A land that is not ordinary. A land that the world is only beginning to know understand.
Here's a labor right in the
Because
comment
right here
section.
in cockpit country, we are
Here's a
sitting on
labor
something
right.
powerful.
Like them never see the video.
It's not just culture,
Sad.
but
Sad.
one of the greatest concentrations
Very
of
sad.
life and an ecosystem incomparable with anywhere else in the Caribbean. Many of the species here in the
Mickey
cockpits
Jamo,
cannot be
big
found
up.
anywhere else in the world. The very water from beneath our feet sustains almost half of this island.
4 different.
Let that sink in.
Like 40% our watershed.
Here in
The
cockpit
water within
country,
a cockpit country.
over 40% of the island's fresh water
That's how the
emanates
man they want to mess with.
from the aquifers and springs right through our forests. But I want to ask you something today. If we already have this level of resources,
Karen, big up.
power, status,
Andrea, big up.
why are our people still struggling? Why are we fighting to find dignity in the space in which we live? Why are we watching others come to study our land, take from our land, while we're not benefiting
From it.
from any of its value?
Yes, talk it
Why are
up.
we protecting history,
Talk it up.
culture, but yet not turning it into prosperity
Yeah.
for our people?
Exactly.
Because you see, culture, as I've said on many occasions, is not just about knocking drums.
Yes. Damn, hope that music.
But I want you to hear me out.
Yeah.
We do not have a resource problem. We have a structure problem. And today, I'm bringing you closer to how we fix that structure problem. The vision is not a promise. It's not a project, but a system. A system that changes everything. First, we protect. We protect what makes us powerful. We protect the land.
Yeah, man.
We protect cockpit country.
That's what a leader does.
We protect the endemic species that exist here,
Of course.
nowhere else. Over 70 of them.
Wow.
We
Wow.
protect the fresh water that is now a scarce, highly sought after commodity.
Of course.
Over 40% of the island's water flows.
Hey, man, I'm telling you something. We will never know. Somehow know. You see the oligarchs of the world, the Rockefellers, the Rothschilds and them. You know what they were busy doing in the last 15, 25 years? They were buying water rights. Just in case you never know. They were buying up the water rights in many different countries. Because water is going to be the new oil, ladies and gentlemen. Very, very soon. This is the type of leader that you need in the Akongpong, that understands that those resources need to be protected. I've said all the time, I've said many times before, and some of you might not have heard me. If the Maroons were a different type of people, and they decided to poison the water source that is in that zone, the Jamaican people would die in drones. Thank God Chief Richard Curry and the Maroons are peaceful people, and they have no intention of doing that. I don't trust outsiders to come protect it. One Chief Curry. Let's continue. You remember good.
From these lands.
You can't stay there. Dangerous times you're living in.
But most importantly, we protect the Maroon identity. We protect our freedom, our story, our pride, our culture, our history, and secure our future. Because if we lose the land, we lose everything. For the born and the unborn. 2, we activate. We activate it. We stop hiding our greatness and hiding behind our misunderstandings and our mistrusts. Liberate the minds of men and you will ultimately liberate the bodies of men. The words of Marcus Garvey. So now we build. We build an oxygen park where the world comes to experience the power of our environment. A conservation zoo, not for entertainment, but for education and preservation and repopulation. There's the Kinder Wellness Project, where people come to heal, reconnect, and experience the culture. The Akompong Heritage Institute, where our history will be taught, our culture will be retained, and our future is built. Built upon what makes us Akompong. Not just a place you hear about, but a place in the world that you must come to experience. Destination tourism is the order of the day, but how we plan to do it will make the difference. Mandela said, "There is no passion to be found playing small in settling for a life that is less than the one you are capable of living." So number 3, we produce. We produce because preservation without prosperity will not sustain our people. We need to establish farming zones, farm-to-table systems, supplying our own developments, doing agro-processing, so we stop exporting our raw goods and start exporting finished value. No more watching value leave our land. We build our wealth from within, and that's the path forward. 4, we elevate. We elevate. We elevate through the creation of unique experiences, such as the Tri-Point Eco Resorts. Not mass tourism, not exploitation, but high-value, low-impact experiences where visitors pay a premium to experience what we already have. And most importantly, that money flows back into our community and into protecting our lands. This is the difference. This is not separate ideas. This is one system.
Hi, Maureen.
An ecosystem of preservation, security, and growth. The forest protects the water. The water supports the farms. The farms supply the wellness and supplies the resorts. The resorts fund the preservation, and the history with the culture binds it all together. That is not development. This is self-sustaining power, a revolving cycle of value. The truth we must face right now, that there are people who see cockpit country as something to take from. Mining, extraction, all manners of degradation for short-term gain. But I'm standing here to say, we will not trade long-term power for short-term profit. Because what we have here is not just valuable, it is rare. The global opportunity is here. And if we structure it properly, it will sustain us for generations, the born and the unborn. What will we say about the future we create? Imagine this. Young people in a compound with real opportunities, not forced to leave and abandon their community, their family, but choosing to stay. Farmers exporting products, trucks and trucks, leaving a compound, leaving adjoining communities with products rich, providing global value. Our culture, which is respected worldwide. Imagine visitors coming not just for Jamaica, but especially for the cockpit country and the compound. The land that has remained intact, strong, and protected. So today, by keeping this land in the perfect state of freedom in which it is, we must understand that everything I speak of here today is bigger than an election.
Tell them, Chief.
This is a lifetime decision. A decision about what we do with what we have, because we are sitting on something the world does not have. Endemic life, fresh water, history, culture, identity. The question is not whether we will have value. The question is, will we protect it and turn it into power?
Yes.
I say we do both. Together, as one people, as one. A compound. The root of Jamaica. Your heritage is a source of power. Let it fuel your journey towards your greatness. As Malcolm X said, the best way to predict your future is to create it. Because a people without the knowledge of their past history, origin, and culture is like a tree without roots. Raise up the famous Marcus Garvey. Protect the land. Protect the people. Power to the people. Ashe. Ashe. Ashe.
There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. That was Chief Curry's latest address, and I hope it provides some context. General in I chat Rastafari Black College. I think you need to watch my video I did last night. Chief Curry is on the thumbnail with Mark Golding and Andrew. I read an article in that live stream that gives context. You said that, oh, the chief shouldn't be talking to local government, and no. There's things about the law, independence, the change in what they consider in terms of looking at the 1739 treaty. There's legislative things that you have to understand, and that is the reason why it's important for Chief Curry to have talks with the government, because this is why the People's National Party, Mark Golding, in his in their manifesto, spoke about how they would integrate legally through law and the Constitution the sovereignty of the native people. That is, no man, there has been some changes, my brother. That's what I'm telling you. You need to read the article. The person that in the article is a professor, and he explained exactly what is going on with the treaty, the fact that Jamaica got their independence, the changes that have been made, and what it actually means when it comes down to the sovereignty of the Maroons. You understand? So you really need to go and listen to that live stream, because I think you're misinformed in your assertions about Chief Curry. And also, if you're saying that Chief Curry should not talk with the locals, then what is the other two chiefs doing? Obviously, them are rub shoulder with Andrew Honest. So it's all about the minerals, it's all about the resources, it's all about those things in the cockpit, brethren. And there's outside entities that want it, and I believe that this government is working for those outside entities. Point blank, period. And that's why Andrew Honest has had a problem with Chief Curry this entire time, because he's blocking them from an unmanageable amount of wealth. I'm talking about unbelievable amount of wealth. Chief Curry is blocking them from and protecting that land. And I stand with Chief Curry, and if you stand with Chief Curry, say I stand with Chief Curry. Jane, how you doing? My honorable member of the platform, big up yourself. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section. We're going to move on. We're going to move on, ladies and gentlemen. Now, all right. Okay, so I need to have that. And also the next article here. We're going to touch on the Integrity Commission. We're going to touch on the Integrity Commission. KSMC are working up. All illegal billboards in a trouble. Mighty God. All illegal billboards are in trouble, ladies and gentlemen. Whoa. Alright, so donation debacle. I need that article as well. We have to go over that. Definitely have to go over that. It ties into this article as well. Yes, ties into that one, so we're gonna do that. This is another thing I have to touch on. Oh my God, wait a minute. What's going on here? Oh, that's over here. Alright, so here we go. Here we go. Let me just upload them two videos in the meantime, man. So then can go and load. We don't hear nothing from Orange Channel. We don't hear nothing from them there. You'll never see them come out. You'll never see them come out and strongly against actions that you'll never see it. And that is the reason why the police don't feel like they can do anything they want to do. Illegally and otherwise, and get away with it. Because of that same reason. How can you have a government that doesn't protect the people of the country? What a damn shame. What a damn shame, ladies and gentlemen. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, I know say we have some serious issues going on with some tabling of a report in the parliament. And of course, the former IC chairman dismisses Garner House's stance as opposition demands upholstering of FLA report. Let's listen to this, ladies and gentlemen. Why may I tell you? It's dangerous. We're going to Jamaica right now.
eGleaner Classifieds mobile apps. Chamber block nonsense. Updated 11 hours ago, 4-minute read. The opposition is demanding the tabling tomorrow of an Integrity Commission, IC, investigation into alleged corruption and irregularities at the Firearm Licensing Authority, FLA, 6 weeks after the IC submitted the report to Parliament. Mark Golding, the leader of the opposition, wrote to Speaker of the House of Representatives Juliette Holness after the parliamentary leadership signaled that the report was not tabled due to judicial proceedings and that the matter was sub judice. The gun regulator has filed a challenge to the IC report in the Supreme Court. At the same time, retired Justice Seymour Panton, a former chairman of the Integrity Commission, has described as nonsense the claim by the House of Representatives that it has not tabled the report for the judicial proceedings. I have no doubt in my mind that the Parliament should table the report. It's as simple as that. They should table the report. I do not see where there is any bar to the report being tabled, Panton contended. We need to remember what happened in the matter of Mr. Ian Hales, where for years the report was not tabled, and that was wrong, Panton insisted. The no-nonsense former president of the Court of Appeal maintained that there was nothing to prevent the report from being laid on the table of the House. Panton, parting with a word of caution, added, "In all our public activities, we should stay far away from this matter of secrecy." In his letter to the Speaker, Golding charged that the crux of the matter at hand was that the Integrity Commission Act requires this report to be tabled, a vital step which is essential to achieving the objectives of the Act. He argued that unless the court has made an order preventing the tabling of the report, this report should be tabled immediately. As leader of the opposition, it is therefore my duty to demand the tabling of this report at the next meeting of the House, Golding said in his May 17th letter, a copy of which the Gleaner has seen. I trust that, as Speaker of the House, you will also do your duty by ensuring that this happens next Tuesday afternoon. Tomorrow, he said. Golding said he was alarmed by a Sunday Gleaner report indicating that the IC submitted a report on the FLA to Parliament on March 30th this year, but it was yet to be tabled. The Gleaner has seen a copy of a letter that Parliament received advising it of the report. It described the report as covering allegations of corruption, impropriety, and irregularities in the grant, variation and revocation of firearm licenses and storage of firearms and ammunition at the Firearm Licensing Authority. Based on that letter, said Golding, this investigative report includes matters of great national importance. He cautioned that the protracted non-disclosure of the report was a very serious and dangerous matter. Noting that the FLA was not a private citizen, Golding reasoned that the Firearm Licensing Agency was a public body with statutory responsibility for serious functions. There is therefore clearly a strong public interest in exposing and addressing any impropriety or irregularities affecting the FLA's operations, he added. With the IC's main statutory purpose being to ensure transparency and accountability in public affairs as a key pillar in the fight against corruption. Golding warned that it would be inimical to the pursuit of that fundamental objective for a public body like the FLA, merely by filing court proceedings applying for judicial review, to be able to cast a cloak of silence over an investigative report. He said the investigative report, based on the IC law, was intended for parliamentarians, the media, and the wider society to have prompt access via the expeditious tabling in Parliament. The existence of court proceedings cannot be a lawful or proper basis for the continuing non-disclosure of this report. In this context, it is relevant to note that the courts have recognized that public discourse and criticism are vital to a democratic society, and that public bodies are expected to endure scrutiny rather than use the courts to defeat transparency, undermine accountability, and silence critics, the opposition leader observed. Pointing to the case of Derbyshire County Council v Times newspapers, Golding said this was why the courts have determined that allowing public authorities to sue for damage to their governing or administrative reputation would severely stifle public opinion, which the courts will not countenance. The IC confirmed to the Gleaner last Tuesday that a report had been submitted to Parliament on March 30th, 2026, and was formally received and signed for at 1:02 p.m. that day. The Gleaner has seen a copy of a letter that Parliament received advising it of the report. The letter is signed by Craig Beresford, Executive Director of the IC, and addressed to House Speaker and Senate President Tom Tavares Finson, and copied to Clerk to the Houses of Parliament Colleen Lowe. Gordon House, in a response to the Gleaner last Tuesday, did not confirm or deny that it held a report, but acknowledged awareness of legal proceedings when asked about whether it had received the document, and, if so, why it had not been tabled. The Houses of Parliament are aware of correspondence from attorneys at law acting on behalf of the Firearm Licensing Authority in connection with the above-mentioned matter, the statement read. It stated that the correspondence from FLA's lawyers brought to our attention that proceedings are currently before the Supreme Court of Jamaica, including an application for judicial review, injunctive relief, and related orders pertaining to a report prepared by the Integrity Commission. In light of those active judicial proceedings, the matter is presently sub judice, and it would be inappropriate for the Houses of Parliament to make any substantive comment or take any action in respect of the report while the matter remains before the court. Gordon House said.
Jamaica, they have been using this same strategy. And this is like, what I'm about to say right now is deja vu. I said this last year with a similar case, you know. They always use sub judice to block these things. But the law, the Integrity Commission Act is very clear. So this Tuesday, today is Monday, yes? So this Tuesday, we are expecting to see this report. We are anticipating it greatly, ladies and gentlemen, to see this particular report. You understand? The FLA, them when me done in my mind, I saw the FLA as this group that was being controlled by special people. That's why only special people can get their weapons. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's a rich boy type of club as far as I am concerned. That's my opinion. Alright? Just my opinion. Not based off of no facts. Well, I wouldn't say it's not based off of any facts. Some things that I've seen I won't mention that. I'm like, nah. No, sir. But this report, and you hear Mr. Pantan, the man say it's nonsense. You don't have to remember, say Mr. Pantan is a liar. The man say it is nonsense. And when you see the legal luminary mind of Mark Golding come out, you know it's serious. You feel me I deal with? And let me go to the TVJ report of it all. Listen to this.
To other news now, opposition leader Mark Golding is demanding the immediate tabling of an Integrity Commission investigative report concerning the Firearm Licensing Authority, FLA. In a letter addressed to House Speaker Juliet Holness, Mr. Golding expressed concern that the report was submitted to Parliament since March 30, but has since still not been tabled in the House of Representatives. The revelation was made in the Sunday Gleaner. Now, the report examines allegations of corruption, impropriety, and irregularities involving the granting, variation, and revocation of firearm licenses, as well as the storage of firearms and ammunition at the FLA. Now, the opposition leader argues that the matter is one of significant national importance and says continued non-disclosure undermines transparency and accountability.
A private citizen. It is a public body with statutory responsibility for serious functions.
Yes.
It is therefore clearly a strong public interest in exposing and addressing any impropriety or irregularities affecting the FLA's operations. The Integrity Commission's main statutory purpose is to ensure transparency and accountability in public affairs as a key pillar in the fight against corruption.
That's right.
It would be inimical to the pursuit of that fundamental objective for a public body like the FLA, merely by filing court proceedings applying for judicial review, to be able to cast a cloak of silence over an investigative report to which the law intends parliamentarians, the media, and the wider society to have prompt access via tabling in Parliament.
Mr. Golding further contends that the existence of court proceedings involving the FLA should not prevent the report from being tabled unless there's a specific court order blocking its release.
In this context, it is relevant to note that the courts have recognized that public discourse and criticism are vital to a democratic society, and that public bodies are expected to endure scrutiny rather than use the courts to defeat transparency, undermine accountability, and silence critics. This is why the courts have determined that allowing public authorities to sue for damage to their governing or administrative reputation would severely stifle public opinion, and the courts will not countenance that.
Jamaica, there is potential corruption in the FLA. This is the body that gives licensed firearm to people. And I said potential, so nobody can come for me. That is exactly potential improprieties. I have long suspected that this was going. Every facet of this society here in Jamaica is corruption. It's possessed. It's, infiltrated by corruption. Remember, it's human beings. It is what it is. Where there are gaps, gaps are exploited. I am very much anticipating the tabling of this report. Oh, we are going to go through it, ladies and gentlemen. Line by line. When it table, we are going to go through it. Oh, I'm telling you, this God is on a roll, ladies and gentlemen. Let me tell you, God is on a roll in this country. Every single crevice and corner where the highest level of corruption lies, the skirts are being lifted. And the people that have on the skirt, they are trying to hold it down, but you can't fight God. So it will be lifted. And I want to say big up to the judges that are doing the right thing. You know, big up to the police them that are doing the right thing and operating in the right way. We are not broad brushing anything, but we know that there's a few corrupt and bad apples in this country that needs to be removed, and we're praying God that they will repent or be removed. Point blank period. We cannot take any more corruption, ladies and gentlemen. I'm telling you. It's too much. It's absolutely too much, right? Absolutely too much. Now, speaking about corruption, mighty God, I've done it. Woo, boy, I tell you, boy. Let me know what y'all think in the comment section, man. Boy, listen, like and share this video. Get it to 1,000 likes. Speaking about corruption, let me go to the article first and foremost. Because, no, I have the article already. Let me go to the TVJ report. I think it's on their Instagram. Let me see if I sent myself the link. Let me see. All of this, I hit this. PMP demands hurricane relief funds.
The opposition People's National Party is continuing its broadside against the government over its management of hurricane relief funds following the passage of Hurricane Melissa in October last year. Shadow spokesman on social protection and social transformation, Dr. Angela...
I had gone over that already. That's not the one I'm looking for. Yeah, that's not the one I'm looking for. Let me just continue upon TVJ here, sir. There was some details that I missed, Jamaica, in regards to the funds. In regards to the money, there's some details that I missed. That's quite important. Quite important indeed. It's very shocking, as a matter of fact. Mother pleads for justice. Teen stabbed in domestic dispute. Is it this one? Oh,
It's unconscionable.
yes. I remember where it is. I remember where it is now. I remember where it is now. It's on my TikTok. Somebody posted a phenomenal video on TikTok where they put all the pieces together. And I'm going to highlight it, and also this article attached to it, because it's about the same thing, ADPEM. So yeah, FLA is a cesspool. I never knew that, PMR. I never knew. I don't know nothing about FLA, I don't know about FLA, but for this to come out, and there's an actual report, and it's not come out yet, but they're trying to block it, talking about subjudice and all of this nonsense. When you hear Mr. Pantan come out, Beverly and Maureen, you know what time it is. You know how serious the thing get. Mighty God. No, man. What is happening here? Oh, no. Let me just go to... Why my phone ever I do that, man? Sorry about the delay, guys. I really am sorry about it. I need to get this video, but it's in my history, so there's nothing I can do but look for it.
Now the details. The opposition People's National Party is continuing its broadside against the government over its management of hurricane relief funds following the passage of Hurricane Melissa in October last year. Shadow spokesman on social protection and social transformation, Dr. Angela Brownberg, is adding her voice to the news that less than 2% of billions collected for victims, or disaster victims rather, has been used. Details in this report.
Billions collected for hurricane victims, yet thousands of Jamaicans are still struggling to rebuild months later. Opposition spokesperson on social protection and social transformation, Angela Brownberg, is blasting the government over what she describes as a crisis in leadership surrounding the management of disaster relief funds.
I will be honest to say that the gap is astounding. I never would have thought that not even 2% of the funds that had been collected on behalf of the Jamaican people would have remained unspent, not with the level of devastation that is out there, not with the level of suffering that is out there.
The government, however, has maintained that efforts are underway to strengthen disaster response and recovery systems across the island. But Mrs. Brownberg has more questions.
The reason why I say that I am shocked is because $1.4 billion and all you've been able to spend is $26 million. I find that, honestly, it boggles the mind. 138, almost $139 million from Beryl. How long ago was Beryl hurricane? Still unspent. I believe that this is a sign of a crisis in leadership.
The opposition MP further questioned reports that donated food supplies spoiled and were dumped before reaching vulnerable families. She's now demanding full transparency, accountability, and answers on how relief resources were handled.
The Prime Minister took responsibility for ODPEM. He said that he was moving ODPEM into his office and all these things to make sure it works. Obviously, it didn't make a difference. And I don't want nobody come tell me, about no procurement. It is a crisis in leadership, and I believe that those in responsibility, those who have responsibility, those in charge, starting with the Prime Minister, need to give account for this.
Elia Bryant, TVJ News.
Thank you for joining us. Now the details. The opposition People's National Party is continuing its broad...
Remember...
Oh my God. Oh shoot, you know me I kill up myself. I'm not cover two things yet. Mighty God, me I kill up myself, I'm not cover two things yet. This me need to cover. I want to make you play the video, man. Without them say violence and them something. I see me can play. Alright, so ladies and gentlemen, it's your brother Bolo VNR, and it's a very, very sad time in our country. You know, and it's all because of this particular situation here and others. Take a look at this, man. Take a look at this. Now, something to note that I see on the video. Before the lady drive off, the police point on her and said something. I don't know what was said. But is it coincidental that after he pointed on her, she turned the car to drive away from him? Clearly the car was deviating. And shortly after you hear the explosion. After shooting the lady, the policeman that shoot the lady or the individual that shoot the lady proceeded to walk around the vehicle with the gun pointed at the individual that was shot. Let's continue. The policeman has his gun in his hand, pointing at the lady in the bus that is no longer moving. The other police don't even have them gun up. The next one is just walking. It's obvious that the lady is not capable at this point to be a threat in any capacity, right? Police is out of the frame now. This is where the lawyer would say that the crime scene was tampered with. The door was opened by one police and then another police proceeded to take the lady out of the bus. The police drags the lady out of the bus, put her on the ground, her head on the ground. The van pulls up, 3 tires in the back. I don't know why 3 tires in the back of the police van in the first place. I must have tire shop them when I go. At this point, this lady is clearly dead enough. The police drags the lady foot inhumanely. The police drags the lady foot inhumanely and twists her body around. Remember, her back is on the ground already. Mighty God. Wow. And they lift her up and just threw her in the back of the van like a bag of cement. Wow. And at this point, because the tires are in the back, they just stuff her body. Stuff her body, Jamaica, in the back of the van. Mighty God of Daniel. Now, this is where the policemen have to be charged for this, because this man is shoving in the back of the van. Any life that was in that lady, if any, would have been further driven out by the handling of their, in my opinion, looking at it, I am not a professional, but the way how he might do this, because of the tire them that is in the back. You have no regard for life here, ladies and gentlemen. No regard for life. You would have think that this lady was a serial rapist or a dictator that was responsible for hundreds of thousands of persons' lives being taken. And the police came to exact revenge that is the way how she, even after being shot. This was not an attempt to carry her to the hospital to save her life. This was not an attempt to do that. And to put the icing on the cake of wickedness and evil, ladies and gentlemen, nobody, none of the police officers sat in the back of the vehicle with the lady. They all went to the front of the Jeep. So they were just carrying a bag of cement or some blocks. It wasn't a human being at this point. It was just, she was nothing. Wow. And of course, this video is on Dr. Andre Horton page. He posted it. He said, unbelievable. I am lost for words. People watch this and see how these police are really heartless. This is unacceptable. Then you mean to tell me, say the police can just deal with people like stray dog? No man, this cannot continue. R.I.P. Buju, Jaja no. Alright, let's hear what Mr. Fitz Jackson is saying in this press release. Ladies and gentlemen.
The following is a release from the People's National Party Media Unit.
The Granville community is dealing with an absolute tragedy, compounded by 2 fatal police shootings in just 1 week. While interdicting the officer is a necessary first step, we need a transparent, fast, and completely independent investigation by INDECOM. The residents of Granville and the wider Jamaica deserve the truth. We cannot keep losing citizens during interactions with the law enforcement officers who are paid to protect them and all of us Jamaicans. Regrettably, too many innocent and law-abiding citizens are becoming almost as fearful of the police as they are of criminals. This cannot be allowed to continue in our country. I urge the JCF leadership to immediately deploy community relations teams to Granville to de-escalate tensions and reassure residents who are rightfully on edge and is fearful of their lives. Even in the face of this intense grief and understandable anger, I am appealing to the residents of Granville to remain calm, as difficult as that might be, and allow the independent investigators to carry out their work. Justice must be pursued through the proper legal channels so that the integrity of the process is protected and the trust in the police force can be restored.
Visit our website at pnp.org.jm. The following is a release from the People's National Party Media Unit.
This is Zuleika Jess, Opposition spokesperson on justice. I am coming to you today because I have run out of patience, and Jamaica should too. The fatal police shooting of an unarmed woman in Granville, St. James is not an isolated mishap. It is a devastating symptom of what is now appearing to be policing culture that treats our citizens as targets first and human beings last. We are tired of the cookie cutter press releases. We are tired of interdiction, which is not accountability, but time off after pulling a trigger. The numbers do not lie. Indicom data shows that 130 persons have already been shot and killed by security forces this year. When police killings rise while convictions of rogue officers remain microscopic, the system is not failing by accident. It is protecting rogue officers by design. So let me be clear. I am demanding the immediate, non-negotiable implementation of body-worn cameras on police officers, especially during planned operations. It is an absolute disgrace that in this modern era, fatal encounters continue without cameras. Body-worn cameras provide objective evidence to preserve life, protect public confidence, and stop the he said, she said that follows these executions. If nothing wrong is being done, then there should be nothing to fear.
Exactly.
The Granville killing must be the breaking point. We will no longer accept inaction.
Yes.
The police cannot serve, protect, and reassure in the dark. The truth must be recorded. This is Zulika Jess. Enough is enough.
Visit our website at pnp.org.jm or check us out on Facebook at Jamaica PNP. The following is a release from the People's National Party Media Unit.
Big up Mr. Fitzjackson. But right now, under that more here, we hear that already. Where Zulika just a talk about, and what me want to hear. And this is my raw reaction. We are demanding we don't want to hear no excuses. This is a crisis. We want the immediate implementation. We don't want a phased approach. We don't want to give JPS $150 million because of emergency and people need light. People need their life. People need to not feel like they're endangered species when the police is around, when they're doing a simple traffic stop. The people that need their life, and their life must be protected. Right? Immediately get the money, find the money when our money pack up in a bank, and now use, and we are gonna get to that. We are gonna get to that this evening, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to get to that. This is unacceptable. This is unacceptable. Right? And I'm 100% agreeant with Zulika Jess. That is the tone. That is the message that I want to hear from the People's National Party. It's the same tone I heard from Isaac Buchanan. He has been consistent as a legal luminary. Right? And I'm calling on Mark Jefferson Golden, and the People's National Party, This is the time when you have to stand by the people. Right? And we have to take it to the streets. And we have to call the globe attention to this. I have spoken about this on my TikTok live, right? From resources not reaching the people them quick enough after the hurricane. I likened it to subtle genocide. I will see the police them unaliving, or is on pace to unalive one citizen a day in 2026. This is subtle genocide. And you guys need to sign the Magnitsky Act. Mr. Will Rattigan has been talking about that at length for over a year. To my recollection, I have put it on my platform. The link is in the video of every video that I've posted in the last 7 months. It is in the chat right now. If you guys should scroll on the live stream and look at a message from Nightbot that says, can you help me with this petition? we need 10,000 signatures, and we have not gotten 10,000 signatures. It is not just the PNP. You, the people, are not acting on your behalf. You are not standing up for yourselves. There's things that we can do. I have been saying it. Why it has to come to the point where some people want to just choose violence. Right? There's legal ways that we can sanction the government, and you guys have not been exploring it. Even Mystic Sensation uses platform. You understand? We all have to take responsibility for the position that we are in right now. Right? Only few people on my platform have signed the MAGNITSKY Act. It is an international act to fight against this same thing, human rights violation and corruption in the country. And for those on TikTok, just subscribe to my YouTube channel, pick a video that I have uploaded, and go to the description and you will see the link to the MAGNITSKY Act. Do not donate to it. Share it with 100 people and let us get to 10,000 signatures. Right? The pen and the paper is more powerful than you can ever imagine. Right? To hold the government accountable. Mighty God, man. Stand up for yourselves, man. Stand up for yourselves.
4-year-old. I think I know the same place to Grantsville. Is it Grantsville? In January 1st, New Year's Day. Was it Grantsville? And wasn't it Grantsville again last week Sunday for Mother's Day? Wasn't it Grantsville again last week Sunday for Mother's Day? Uno take a woman pity for her. Uno murder the woman pity in a Grantsville last week Sunday. I want to come back today and you would have thought that a community that is hurting, a community where I got through so much, the dirty thinking police them, and I give the people them a break. But you know, go.
Follow News Nerd for more daily news.
4-year-old. I think I know the same place to Grantsville. Is it Grantsville? In January 1st, New Year's Day. Was it Grantsville? And wasn't it Grantsville again last week Sunday for Mother's Day? Wasn't it Grantsville again last week Sunday for Mother's Day? Uno take a woman pity for her. Uno murder the woman pity in a Grantsville last week Sunday. I want to come back today and you would have thought that a community that is hurting, a community where I got through so much, the dirty thinking police them, and I give the people them a break. But you know, go.
This is the darkest hour in our country. This is the darkest hour in our country. Right, Campbell, what's up? Darkest hour, Jamaica. Get this video out there, share it, all of that stuff, right? Let me get to this next issue. So much going on. So much going on. So I have to go to this article first. All right. Yeah, I have to. Yeah, Peter Gay as well, her video. I'm going to touch on that as well.
So, I mean,
Pause. All right. This thing, man, I'm telling you. People, you need to stop making excuses and stop pointing fingers. Yeah. I'm sick and tired of it. Sick and tired of it. Stop making excuses and stop pointing fingers. Look at the man in the mirror. And hold your brothers and sisters that live in your area accountable. See them for who they are. Yeah, man. No look a joke. No look a joke. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, in this one, I'm encouraging everybody to follow me on all platforms. Welcome. Like and share the video. All that good stuff. Donate, you know. The donation link is pinned. Super chat is available on Bolo VNR 2.0. All that good stuff. Become a member of the platform, all of that, right? There's two things I want to highlight here. First is shout out to Peter Gay Ferguson. Alright, PMPYO. She's gonna highlight a troubling trend here in our country. Let's hear what she has to say.
You're doing a little puzzle, and I stopped for a second because the numbers from that recent UNDP report just hit me all over again. And honestly, you know this not puzzle, you know, enough Jamaicans' brain because we live the reality every day. We see what's going on. But when you really sit down and process it, over half of Jamaicans say that they want to leave the country. And among young people, that number is even high. It's over 80%. And that is a very serious thing to process. Because at some point, we have to stop and ask ourselves, what exactly is happening in Jamaica that so many people, especially young people, no longer see a future for themselves here? And before people start jumping up and say, oh, Jamaicans just love foreign, I think we actually need to have a more honest conversation than that. Because this is bigger than people just wanting nicer weather or bigger salaries overseas. I think that a lot of people are emotionally disconnecting from Jamaica because they no longer feel confident that the systems in this country are working in their interests. And honestly, how can we completely blame them? Young people are looking around and asking, can I realistically own a home here? Can I feel safe here? Can I afford children here? Will hard work actually pay off here? Will the institutions of this country work for ordinary people? And increasingly, when you look around, too many people are arriving at the answer, no, just simply no, it can't work. And then you look at situations like the hurricane relief issue, and it becomes even harder for people to feel hopeful. Because we now know that months after Hurricane Melissa, less than 2% of the relief funds collected had actually been spent, while people still suffer. And now there are reports saying that funds from Hurricane Barrel still not spent yet. So we'll have the hurricane season quickly approaching, and what is being done? So now naturally people are asking, what proactive measures are being taken now to ensure that the country is in a much better position than last year? Nobody knows, right? And we still have schools that are damaged. We still have communities that are in need of rebuilding. We still have families that are displaced in this country. Them not live now, them not on a roof over them head, or partially. Some people are still living in horrible conditions every time rain falls. Now, to be fair, the government says bureaucracy and red tape are slowing things down. And yes, bureaucracy in Jamaica is a real issue. But after several months, people are naturally going to start questioning whether the systems we have are actually functioning with the urgency people need. And then people are going to start thinking twice about some things that get said. And this is where I think the conversation gets deeper. Because while people are struggling, many Jamaicans feel like development in this country increasingly happens happens around ordinary people instead of for ordinary people. And you can't fight that. And then we'll start hearing arguments for structures like NARA that would centralize significant emergency costs under the government. And people have a right to start ask questions about accountability in this country. Because when you look at it, who protects the citizens raising concerns about the Bengal mining issue and the protection of the Jarba Mountains?
Exactly.
Who protects communities and groups fighting for beach access? Who is going to protect the families out at Bob Marley Beach trying to preserve their homes and land? Who ensures that ordinary Jamaicans still have mechanisms to challenge the state when they feel unheard? And if we're being honest, people, this frustration goes even deeper than politics, because we also have to confront the fact that our education system continues to reproduce inequality in this country named Jamaica. Too many children, especially from poorer communities, are being pushed through a system that was never truly redesigned to equally develop the majority of Jamaica's people. And we see the consequences everywhere. We see it in unemployment, we see it in violence, violent crimes, right? We see it in hopelessness, we see it in migration. And one thing that really stuck with me recently was something Kerry Washington said, right? And she basically says that the government and systems often bank on people becoming too tired, too defeated, too confused, and too hopeless to believe that we can actually do anything to make a difference. And honestly, I think that is where many Jamaicans are emotionally right now. That is why voter apathy is so high in this country. That is why so many young people feel disconnected from politics, and you really can't blame them. That is why only 1 in 5 young people voted in the last election in Jamaica. And when you look at it, that is why so many people want to leave, because too many people no longer believe that their participation changes anything at all.
True.
But here is the thing. It does matter. We have to educate ourselves beyond headlines. We have to stop blindly accepting political narratives. We have to stop normalizing corruption and dysfunction in this country. Those things aren't So, I'm here doing a little puzzle, and I stopped for a second because the numbers from that is the thing. It does matter. We have to educate ourselves beyond headlines. We have to stop blindly accepting political narratives. We have to stop normalizing corruption and dysfunction in this country. Those things aren't normal. And we also have to support the people who are fighting for the right things. People fighting for environmental protection, for beach access, for transparency, for accountability, for police reform, for justice. But we can't wait till every issue reach our doorstep before we actually care about it.
Sure.
Right? In democracies all over the world, ordinary people, right, they organize, mobilize, and pressure governments to actually do better. We have to find back that spirit in Jamaica. We have to stand up for something, or else we're going to fall for anything. Because if over half the country and over 80% of young people are thinking about leaving, that is not just a migration issue, that is a warning sign about national confidence. And I really and truly believe that it's time we need to start treating it like it is actually one. So, I'm here doing a little puzzle, and I stopped for a second.
Big shout out to Peter Gay Ferguson. Valid contribution to the conversation surrounding, a multitude of issues happening in the country, and everything is interconnected. You understand? And it's the truth. A lot of young people, at a drop of a dime, they are ready to leave this country. All right, and even persons that are overseas, they are not excited to, come back here. People are literally afraid to come back to Jamaica. The level of corruption, evil, and wickedness, and damn near sorcery happening in this country. I'm telling you, it's terrible. But the Auditor General donations debacle, ADPEM cited for poor management in critical areas of funds donated to aid hurricane victims. Let's look into this article, ladies and gentlemen.
Discover more. Geographic reference. Investigative journalism reports. The Office of Disaster Preparedness and Emergency Management, ODPEM, got a failing grade from the Auditor General's Department for the financial management of funds donated to assist the victims of Hurricane Melissa that devastated western and southern sections of the country on October 28, 2025. Examining the systems and practices of the ODPEM in relation to the financial management of donated funds, Auditor General Pamela Monroe signaled that the relief agency performed poorly in two critical areas and, in a third instance, barely met the criteria in carrying out its mandate. First, the Auditor General said ODPEM did not have a formal agreement to govern the retention of donated funds. The Auditor General explained that standard financial management practices require formal agreements for the retention of funds and timely release of donations after the agreed holding period. She said ODPEM is expected to actively monitor, assess, and recover funds in accordance with established agreements to ensure effective stewardship and accountability. On October 28, 2025, the government established the Support Jamaica website to facilitate public donations for Hurricane Melissa relief. Online transactions were managed by a private financial services institution, FSI, which acted as the financial intermediary responsible for transferring funds to ODPEM's bank accounts. 1 month later, and also on February 26, 2026, the Auditor General requested confirmation from the FSI regarding the total donations collected and the subsequent remittances made to ODPEM. A review of the FSI's confirmations revealed that approximately $72.5 million and $1.4 million gross donations were collected between October 28, 2025 and February 23, 2026. The FSI reportedly deducted from the gross donations a net transaction fee of US 25 cents per transaction, a commission fee of 3.9% on gross donations collected, and 15% general consumption tax, GCT, applied to the commission in line with the submerchant agreement signed by ODPEM and the FSI on July 8, 2024. In a real-time Hurricane Melissa Relief Initiative audit, which was tabled in Parliament last week, the Auditor General said that following the deductions, the FSI retained 30% of the remaining funds for a 45-day holding period to cover potential bank chargebacks. At the end of this period, the retained amounts are to be released to ODPEM, net of any actual chargeback claims. Consequently, as of February 23, 2026, the FSI indicated that net amounts of $52.9 million and $1.05 million, representing approximately 73% of the total collections in each currency, were transferred to ODPEM's bank accounts. Auditors sought to determine the basis and the authority for the retention of the amounts withheld, as this was not contained in the signed submerchant agreement. However, the Auditor General said it was observed that the ODPEM did not have in place a formal agreement with the FSI governing the retention of 30% of net donations for 45 days to cover potential bank chargebacks. ODPEM presented an email correspondence from the FSI to ODPEM's acting Director of Finance and Manager of Information Systems. The correspondence stated that due to a number of donation transactions that have been flagged as suspicious, that an amount of 30% is retained by FSI on total donations for a period of 45 days, and upon the expiration of that 45-day period, the amount retained will be released, net of any chargeback claims sent in by the bank. However, the Auditor General noted that the ODPEM did not submit any evidence to demonstrate approval of the proposal or the existence of a formal agreement between the parties. Notwithstanding, the FSI did not transfer the amounts withheld to ODPEM in accordance with the proposed arrangement. In addition, the Auditor General found no evidence that ODPEM made any attempts to enforce the 45-day arrangement. The audit revealed that $15.7 million and $298,429 withheld from October 2025 to December 31st. 2025 were due for payment as at February 15, 2026. In this regard, the Auditor General requested confirmation on February 26, 2026 from the FSI regarding the amounts withheld in a context where the Auditor General's review of ODPEM records showed no withheld funds were received up to February 23, 2026. On March 9, 2026, the FSI confirmed to auditors that none of the withheld amounts were transferred to ODPEM's Jamaican dollar or US dollar accounts, but indicated that the funds were in the process of being cleared for payment. We expect that all amounts donated for Hurricane Melissa will be accounted for in full by ODPEM and lodged to the deposit accounts in keeping with MOFPS's Circular Number 17 dated June 10, 2013. The Auditor General reported that on March 13, 2026, ODPEM provided a bank transfer receipt dated March 9, 2026, amounting to $16.1 million and $305,292 and 46 cents from the FSI for the amounts withheld. However, she said the ODPEM's bank statements confirming actual deposits in the bank accounts were not presented. Further, the Auditor General said no evidence was found that ODPEM took timely or effective action to enforce compliance with the proposed arrangement, despite significant delays of between 22 and 83 days beyond the proposed transfer timeline. The absence of a formal written agreement limits ODPEM's ability to enforce claims in the event of disputes, she added. In its response, the ODPEM stated, in alignment with the directive to reconcile the donation account, the matter of the informal agreement regarding the retention of 30% of net donations for 45 days to cover potential bank chargebacks will be addressed, and the necessary steps taken to have a written agreement in place. Setting out the criteria for the use of donated funds, the Auditor General said money
So, ODPEM, after the fact, when the Auditor General actually come and point it out, that's when you guys are going to respond like this. Steps are being taken to address the necessary steps taken to address having a written agreement. Because what is significant, is that if they don't have a written agreement, they won't be able to settle any disputes if there's an event that causes a dispute. So ODPEM is vulnerable, and the people that donated the money to the Jamaican people should feel like they were scammed and their money is not protected for the use of what it is supposed to be used for. I would feel scammed if it was me, because I would want my money to be maximized in helping the people of Jamaica. And we're 7 months in. Why did they not settle these issues? Why are these gaps in ODPEM? But Andrew Jonas told us that he would clean up the gaps. That's why he's putting it in his office. Unbelievable.
The absence of a formal written agreement limits ODPEM's ability to enforce claims in the event of disputes, she added. In its response, the ODPEM stated, in alignment with the directive to reconcile the donation account, the matter of the informal agreement regarding the retention of 30% of net donations for 45 days to cover potential bank chargebacks will be addressed, and the necessary steps taken to have a written agreement in place. Setting out the criteria for the use of donated funds, the Auditor General said money collected for disaster response are expected to be used promptly and transparently, in accordance with established expenditure plans and donor intent. There has been intense national debate on whether the government has moved with alacrity to spend funds donated to assist hurricane victims. The raging debate stems from a key finding by the Auditor General that the ODPEM received $1.44 billion in cash donations and only spent $26 million, or 1.8%, as at April 2nd, 2026. Another significant finding unveiled by the Auditor General is that ODPEM did not disclose to the Ministry of Finance and the Public Service amounts received and unspent in respect of Hurricane Beryl. The $138.8 million and $0.1 million remained unused from cash donations collected in response to the 2024 hurricane prior to the passage of Hurricane Melissa. The Financial Administration and Audit Act Financial Instructions Section 9.4(I) states that where approved donation of cash is received for purposes specified by the donor ministries, departments and agencies shall lodge the funds to its deposit bank account, advise the Ministry of Finance, and request its incorporation in the estimates of expenditure or supplementary estimates as appropriation in aid.
We hit a damn minute. So, another significant finding unveiled that by the Auditor General is that ODPEM did not tell the Ministry of Finance and the Public Service amounts received and unspent in respect of Hurricane Beryl. What a bangarang. So this $138.8 million and the 101,000 US dollars remain unused from cash donations collected in response to the 2024 hurricane prior to passage of Hurricane Melissa. And the Financial Administration and Audit Act, Section 9.4 states that where approved donations of cash is received for a purpose specified by the donor, ministries, departments, and agencies shall lodge the funds to its deposit bank account, advise the Ministry of Finance, which they did not do, and request its incorporation in the estimates of expenditure or supplementary estimates as appropriations in aid. Mighty God. Let's go to the video that I wanted to share, ladies and gentlemen, that tie all of this in a bow. This whole situation with these monies.
Remember, when this man warned donors not to send hurricane donations to the Crime Minister, Auditor General's report has spoken. Let's revisit.
Where is the Jamaican government?
Nowhere. He has send an agent to give out the money. Send a client with the money. Don't give it to Mr. Andrew Wellness because he's not going to give you the money where we forget people about we home. The government get that money, we'll never get it. I promise you that. We will never get that. Give him, carry one that come and don't get 1 cent. This town gone where they don't get nothing, not even sweetie. Don't send the money. Worldwide foreign country, please don't send no money to Andrew Wellness. People, please,
so those who are of the view that the government can engage in a spending spree, thank God they are not the government.
The latest Auditor General's report has found that of the $1.44 billion donated for Hurricane Melissa relief, only 1.8% or $26 million has so far been spent. That money, it says, went solely to roofing materials. Meanwhile, leftover funds from Hurricane Beryl of over 138.8 million Jamaican dollars and 100,000 US dollars remain untouched. The report notes that the Office of Disaster Preparedness and Emergency Management, ODPEM, had no expenditure plan, leaving aid idle while citizens waited for relief. The audit also revealed that millions were withheld by a financial services institution, some 15.7 million Jamaican dollars and nearly 300,000 US dollars. There was no formal contract. Transfers were delayed and the Auditor General could not confirm if the money ever reached ODPEM's accounts. This, as the report reminds, that the audit is one aimed at retaining transparency in the use of the funds and ensuring accountability as the government embarks on several projects under the recently passed NARA. But there was more. The roof restoration program also came under fire. The report notes that $34 million in roofing materials has been delivered without signed receipts. It found that payment records for contracts worth over $100 million were missing. This, as ODPEM says, 421 roofs were repaired, but auditors found no clear beneficiary verification and no completion reports.
Also under the microscope, the National Disaster Fund. The audit concluded that the NDF, Jamaica's safety net, is not compliant with the law. It shared the fund had no designated bank account. As such, the report continued, the funds are mixed with other projects. Additionally, it notes required annual reports and statements of accounts have not been prepared from as far back as 2018. As of February, the fund held $163 million in cash and $293 million in investments. Despite this, the Auditor General says oversight remains weak. The Auditor General concluded that weaknesses in financial management and governance threaten Jamaica's disaster response. The report urges ODPEM to act immediately with a clear expenditure plan, a dedicated account for the disaster fund, and formal agreements with partners. Without swift reforms, the Auditor General notes donor trust and public confidence could erode, leaving Jamaica vulnerable when next a storm hits.
So those who are of the view that the government can engage in a spending spree, thank God they are not the government. The government has to be frugal, it has to be careful, it has to watch now more than ever. It has to watch every dollar that is spent. Because yes, we are in a good position, no doubt. We have never been in a position where a disaster struck and we don't have to be scrounging around to find $1.1 billion. We have it there. To start, we can start. That is because of the fiscal management of the government that built.
I know them not start. We can't start. Bongo big up yourself, Doretta big up. Everybody on the live big up. Mighty God.
Built resilience in our fiscal affairs.
One opposition senator counters.
It is unconscionable and scandalous that the government sat and donated money while thousands of Jamaicans suffered. People were hungry. People were sleeping under damaged roofs or no roofs at all. Families were struggling to rebuild their lives, and the money donated by generous Jamaicans and well-wishers to help them was simply sitting idle, going nowhere.
So those who are of the view that the government can engage in a spending spree, thank God they are not the government.
Unlike the government, the facts are honest. The Auditor General confirmed that 88% of the $1.4 billion in Hurricane Melissa donations remain uncommitted.
The opposition's deputy spokesman on productivity, efficiency, and effectiveness says this means there was no plan, no contract, and no obligation to deploy the funds. He reasons.
Bureaucracy slows spending, but it does not prevent a government from committing funds. So the question that must be asked is why several months after Hurricane Melissa, did 88% of donated funds have no commitment whatsoever attached to them? And this appears to be a pattern because we must recall that the Auditor General said that $138 million from hurricane burial donations in 2024 sat idle and was never reported to the Ministry of Finance as required by the law.
The public should note that Finance Minister Favour Williams had itemized the 67 billion Jamaican dollars being spent on Hurricane Melissa recovery and relief efforts during her contribution to this year's budget debate. The referenced expenditure includes approximately $10 billion to assist Jamaicans to repair their roofs.
So those who are of the view that the government can engage in a spending spree, thank God they are not the government. The government has to be frugal, it has to be careful, it has to watch now more than ever. It has to watch every dollar that is spent. Because yes, we are in a good position, no doubt. We have never been in a position where a disaster struck and we don't have to be scrounging around to find $1.1 billion. We have it there. To start, we can start. That is because of the fiscal management of the government that built resilience in our fiscal affairs.
He had nothing to do with the fiscal resilience and management. And the People's National Party responsible for that. Let us be clear. Alright? Under Portia Simpson Miller. And the team that Mark Golding was a part of. Ralston Hyman and the whole of them.
Senator also countered the government's response, contending there's no defense for the handling of the funds and demands that a transparent expenditure plan be laid out for the money.
As it relates to the approximately 1.44 billion Jamaican dollars that have been received in donor funds for Hurricane Melissa-related support, 600 million of that amount is being used to build bases for the modular housing solutions for people whose dwellings have been destroyed. Additionally, $240 million is being used to support the Government of Jamaica directed roof repair program, where the JDF assists Jamaicans to restore their dwellings. This is separate, of course, from the roofs program. Additionally, $560 million has been committed to additional Melissa-related recovery efforts.
Senator Morgan cannot credibly blame red tape for money that was never directed anywhere. These are not bureaucratic delays. This is a governance failure. Jamaicans who donated in good faith deserve accountability. And we're calling on the government to immediately publish a transparent expenditure plan for all outstanding disaster relief funds.
The government has said the findings further support the need for the National Reconstruction and Resilience Authority, NARA, to chart the country's infrastructure rebuilding efforts after Hurricane Melissa.
Where is the Jamaican government?
Nowhere. Would not get out.
He has to give out the money. Send a client with the money. Don't give it to Mr. Andrew Homeless because he's not going to give you the money where we forget people about the house. The government get that money. We'll never get it. I promise you that. Money. We will never get that. Gil and Caruana come and don't get 1 cent. This town ground where they are don't get nothing, not even sweetie. Don't send the money. Worldwide foreign country, please don't send no money to Andrew Homeless. Now go to Jamaica people, please, they are begging no.
Government Secretary Rubio and the American people have promised support to the people of Jamaica. These are very large lift helicopters. They're going to be working shoulder to shoulder with the JDF to get supplies out to the Jamaican people.
Where is the Jamaican government?
Nowhere.
He has send an agent to give out the money. Send a client with the money. Don't give it to Mr. Andrew Homeless because he's not going to give you the money where we forget people about the house. The government get that money. We'll never get it. I promise you that. Money. We will never get that. Gil and Caruana come and don't get 1 cent. This town ground where they are don't get nothing, not even sweetie. Don't send the money. Worldwide foreign country, please don't send no money to Andrew Homeless. Now go to Jamaica people, please, they are begging no.
So those who are of the view that the government can engage in a spending spree, thank God they are not the government.
Comment, like, share.
Ladies and gentlemen, I don't need to say another word in English, Spanish, any language at all. I think that video was properly constructed. The entire video just give you context for you to come to your own conclusion about this evil, wicked government. Alright? Please like, share, and subscribe. Get this video up to 1,000 likes at least. Alright? Let me know what you think in the comment section. Alright, so I just got a word that Isaac Buchanan has released a statement, and also Pastor Jeffrey Shuttleworth. You understand? Yeah, so yeah, man. So we're gonna go to both of those situations, right? By the way, tomorrow, Dr. Alfred Dawes is going to have his sectorial debate, and also Waver Hines as well. Highly anticipating those two gentlemen contribution. Philip Palwell will be on the headlines at 6:10. I don't know what that is about. Yeah, I don't know what this topic is about and that, but yeah. Also, yeah, whole heap of things me have to cover, you know. Mighty God. Jamaica, I think I'm gonna be live for the next hour and a half. This serious. No, for true. I believe I'll be live for the next hour and a half. No, I will not. You know what I'm gonna do? Thank you so much, Jamaican Swag King. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna go live later on and cover the PMP press conference that they did today because I have not watched it yet. I have not watched it, so I'm gonna do that later on. Let me get to this this situation here. Mighty God of Daniel. This will not be a 9-day wonder, ladies and gentlemen. I can tell you that. It will not be a 9-day wonder. It will not. Ladies and gentlemen, this topic of the Granville incident with the lady life that was taken, that was eliminated, that was murdered by the police unjustly, as far as I'm concerned. This was not police work being done. This is a murderer. All right, this is criminal as far as I'm concerned. That's where I'm at with it. Look at the video for yourself. After looking at the video, as a citizen of this country, I would not wish that on my enemy. I would not wish what that man did to that lady on my enemy. That monster. All right, but I am going to hear from the man of God, Apostle Jeffrey Shuttleworth, and also the Learned Council and MP of East Portland, Mr. Isaac Buchanan.
We're seeing 300, over 300 last year. Men murdered or killed. And now you have over 70, approaching 100. Indicom is at its wit's end, calling for certain actions to be taken, and all of those calls are falling on deaf ears. And they continue to just going around, as we would say, chuck it. They just chuck it. They just go around and do what they feel like. It is untenable. It is untenable. It is unacceptable in this island of Jamaica. And as one of the persons, one of the onlookers said, and it is basically repeating what we would have been saying time and time again, that if you remain silent, you don't say anything because it's not affecting you. It is only a matter of time before it comes right at your doorstep.
That is it.
Affecting you directly.
Yes.
Because you may be someone confronted by them, and you are put down in that way under the guise that you were seen as a threat, or your son, your daughter, or some relative. It cannot be. When I look at the police force elsewhere, we have seen an incident even recently with the president involved, where there was this gunman, right, who forced his way through the security. They could have killed him right there, easily, because the Secret Service, they were all over.
Yes.
Right?
That's
he even wounded one of the one of the operatives there, right?
Yes.
One of the security officers.
Excellent.
And they did not kill the man.
They did not kill him.
What are you telling me about? That you have to?
Yes.
All of these incidents have to end with fatality?
Yes.
The devil is a liar.
I'm telling you.
And if the people of Jamaica continue to sit back and allow it, watch what's going to happen. Do you think what happened in Granville recently with that lady? And of course, we're not saying what she did was right. I don't know all the details. But it cannot be that every time
an
officer claims to be threatened the end result has to be the death of someone.
Yes.
The devil is a liar. The devil is a liar. And if the people of Jamaica continue to keep silent,
yes,
with all of these incidents happening,
yes,
it is just a matter of time before this very same situation is going to happen to more and more Jamaicans, not just those in the so-called depressed communities, not only those who are considered underprivileged or so-called poor, but it's also going to happen to those in the upper echelons of the society. But hear this and hear this well. The Lord says that He will be moving amongst the JCF, that you're going to see bizarre incidents. Already you're seeing some of them, and there's more to come.
You hear that?
There is more to come. As he shared, I listed out a raft of them, bizarre incidents and so on, because if it is that they continue on this path of bloodletting and bloodshedding, the Lord will be striking and be striking in different ways. And in many of these instances, it's going to be asked, how did it happen? It's a part of the judgment. I'm calling on the Prime Minister.
Yes.
I'm calling on the Minister of National Security.
Yes.
They need to take action. This is untenable in a so-called democratic society.
Yep.
It is untenable. But having said that, the judgment of the Lord also is intensifying, and it will manifest in these and other ways. A breakdown of law and order, an ignoring of due process, and all of those. We will see a deterioration in various areas of life and living in our nation of Jamaica. It is part and parcel of the judgment of God.
Want to hear that?
Perishing of our children, that sort of thing. Low fertility rate, rise in the cost of living, and such alike. Civil unrest, all of that. Political victimization, political unrest, and so on and so forth. We're seeing over 300 last year. Men murdered or killed.
Jamaica only hear the man of God. You understand? You can continue to be quiet because it's not happening to you. Continue to encourage the foolishness, make jokes about it. All I want to labor right out there where I do it to know yourself. All I want to do on social media, TikTok, YouTube, all over the place. I want to back the government, I want to back Oresha, I want to back Andrew Honest. I want to watch them stay quiet on these issues as if they should not come out and condemn it, and you guys support them. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Hey, man, here's what it is. I just want to make sure that I am responsible for me and know, say, yo, I am going to continue to be vocal and continue to raise my voice in concert about these injustices in this country. I am not going to wait on it to happen to any of my family members for me to start balling out. Me a ball out, Jamaica. I am balling out. I am doing what I can with the powers that I have. Some people say, yo, it just a chat. Hey, what you want for? You want me to go and take up a gun and go after the police then? So they can shoot me down too? Is that what you want? I will not. Let's continue.
The following is a release from the People's National Party Media Unit.
Police shooting of 45-year-old Latoya Buju Bolgin in Granville, St. James, during a community protest on Sunday, May 17, 2026. Like many Jamaicans, I have watched the circulating videos and listened carefully to the growing public concern surrounding this tragic incident. At the center of this matter is a simple but fundamental principle. The right to life is sacred. Our Constitution guarantees that right to every Jamaican, and no state authorities above its protection. As opposition spokesperson on youth and human rights, I cannot remain silent while serious questions emerge about the conduct of law enforcement, the absence of body-worn cameras, and the apparent contradictions in the public positions of senior government officials. In my capacity as an attorney at law, I'm also representing the family at the center of this tragedy, as I have represented many other Jamaicans.
So, it is confirmed that Isaac is representing the family. Last night I was on the platform. I don't know if Destined for Greatness is still here. She is the what you call it? I put out the video already on my platform. You heard her. She's in grief. She's mourning. She's terrified. She's in fear for her life. You understand? Fear that the police them is going to come for more people in a Granville and family members. The woman is in fear, Jamaica. And she asks me if me can get Isaac what kind of number. I don't have a number. Me link Ishmael, big up Ishmael Douglas. I say Ishmael, me can get the lady a number. She need Isaac. Him say yes. And see the man just confirmed say he is going to represent the family. You know, just big up Isaac Buchanan for me, ladies and gentlemen. A man true to his portfolio, true to his passion about human rights and upholding it and standing for it for everybody. Even the criminals. Because criminals have human rights too. So big up Isaac Buchanan for that. Let's continue.
And families seeking justice, accountability, and constitutional protection in matters in the public positions of senior government officials. In my capacity as an attorney at law, I'm also representing the family at the center of this tragedy, as I have represented many other Jamaican families seeking justice, accountability, and constitutional protection in matters involving alleged state excesses and violations of fundamental rights. This issue is therefore not only political or public in nature, but deeply personal to grieving families who continue to seek answers from the state. The Jamaica Constabulary Force has already interdicted the officer involved, and INDICOM has launched an investigation. However, the Jamaican people deserve more than procedural announcements.
Yes.
They deserve truth, transparency, and accountability.
Yes.
What is especially alarming is the confirmation that none of the officers on the scene were equipped with body-worn cameras.
Yes.
Despite repeated assurances from the government that hundreds of these devices had already been secured and deployed. The Prime Minister previously declared that body cameras were essential in modern rights, respecting policing, while the police commissioner publicly defended the rollout program. Yet today, in one of the most scrutinized police shootings in recent memory, there is no official body camera footage available to the public. I also note the recent public comments from the Honorable Dr. Harris Chan, questioning the practicality of body-worn cameras in certain operations. Those statements now demand urgent clarification. If cameras are necessary for accountability, why were they absent in Granville? The killing of Latoya Bulging raises broader concerns about the protection of women, vulnerable citizens, and the constitutional obligations of the state.
Yes.
No Jamaican woman should lose her life under circumstances that leave the country searching for answers through cell phone videos and social media clips. I therefore call on the Honorable Dr. Horace Chan to immediately address the nation and provide a full account of the government's position and actions regarding this matter. Dr. Kevin Blake to publicly explain why body-worn cameras were not in use during the operation and what corrective measures will now be implemented. The authorities to ensure that INDICOM is allowed to conduct a completely independent investigation free from interference or political pressure. I further call for urgent policy reforms, including the mandatory deployment of body-worn cameras for all crowd control operations and strengthened training surrounding the use of lethal force. This matter is not about politics. It is about preserving public trust in the rule of law and defending the constitutional rights of every Jamaican citizen. The people of Jamaica are demanding answers, and rightly so. I stand with every Jamaican calling for justice, transparency, and respect for the Constitution. Justice for Buju, respect for the Constitution, protect our women.
Visit our website at pnp.org.jm.
I know Isaac said that he would not have put out a press release. He was on the Perspective last night. He was on the Perspective last night on with Perry in Christ, and his raw emotions came out. You understand what I'm saying? His raw emotions came out in regards to that particular situation. So, he definitely matched the action with the talk by representing
And watch, but you see me?
by representing the family as a lawyer. So I just want to give you a little bit of snippet of what he was saying last night on Perry in Christ platform. Perry Cummings Jr. The Perspective. Alright? Listen to this.
Human rights because they don't understand it and they don't know it. But I can tell you that in the world, it's treated exactly like every narrative painted. There is no narrative in the JCF playbook to paint this picture. And I want to know if tomorrow we're going to get up and allow the press release and anything else that come with it to say that it is okay. Give me 1 second.
While Isaac goes to come back, ladies and gentlemen, and it is such a serious question. The video is clear, ladies and gentlemen. There wasn't a shootout. The vehicle moved off. It wasn't in the direction of the police. If anything, the vehicle was moving away from the gentleman. And he took out his firearm and he shot her through the glass. They went around, pulled the door, the body come out, drop on the ground. She dead enough. And you take up the body and just throw it in the back of a van. Police who they were trying to stuff the body because there seems to have been a tire in the back of the police van. So they can say they were forcing the body into the little space that was around the back of the van. They were trying to stuff the lady's body beside the spare tire. Mm-hmm. So don't tell me that they were trying to rush this lady to the hospital. No. If they were even caring about her health, somebody would have been around there with her. That it was stuffed beside a spare tire. Listen to that joke when I make Jamaica. Joke when I make Jamaica. I said, go ahead because my mates smash up.
I'm taken aback by the conduct because I'm telling you, there's no you can't. It's almost like you somebody is sewing a quilt because you have the young men, the brothers in Stairfield that they just go in the middle of the night and they murder. It's murder, and the constant PR that comes behind it about the conduct of persons. And I'm telling you, Jamaica is not safe for ordinary citizens. This is not a crime fighting technique. This is an assault on citizens and breach of constitutional rights. It's human rights, It may be that Jamaicans don't respect human rights because they don't understand it and they don't know it. But I can tell you that in the world, in the free world, the first world, I just want people to appreciate how important human rights is to your existence. It is the only thing that prevents people from trampling on your existence because you're not rich, because you're not from the leading class, you're not from the elite class. And Jamaicans who think it cannot happen to them, the women who used to sit under the
comment section,
the comments, and say, good job, JCF. It's not happening to women.
Yeah.
What now? You understand? What now? That is the question to ask. And this is let me just make it absolutely clear. This is not a political conversation. This is a conversation about the protection of life and understanding the right to life.
Yes? This is the same space where just the other day they kill a teenager on Mother's Day. Yeah? I would not want to hear that this is the young man's mother or a relative, but I know that the demeanor of the officer, an investigation has to be launched immediately. The mental health of that officer has to be checked before he's allowed to be unleashed on Jamaica a day, not even another day. Yep. And this is where we are right now, where people, where we laugh and we don't take mental health seriously. Yeah. Now I'm being told that they just removed him from duty, but he's also to be detained and he's to get a lawyer. And I don't know if he's one of them that said we are the untouchables, but there are officers who are out there that feel that they are the untouchables. And it is time now that due process is instituted and they go through the same process. You cannot get up and murder a son or a daughter of Jamaica just like that. Yes? It cannot happen like that. Somebody's family, somebody has lost a breadwinner. Somebody's entire family. Yeah? An entire family has gone beyond, is experiencing trauma from an action that could have been prevented. This is completely unacceptable. And I'm going to say this was not sanctioned by the JCF or the state or anybody. I refuse to believe that.
Isaac, you know, you mentioned something, the right to human life. There seems to be a trend, Isaac, in this country where people are just unalived, and it is just like, and as I said, are we going to get up tomorrow? And we become numb to these things. In other places,
listen, I'm just gonna make it clear. This is the straw that broke the camel's back. Yeah. We often talk about we talk about violence against women. What you call this in the state is allowed to inflict. Big up Isaac Buchanan. I am going to highlight a disgusting individual in my comment section that I just saw a while ago. On this video that I posted of the victim's sister-in-law, her daughter is married to the lady's son. And I posted this video. She came on TikTok.
Imagine being
her name is Destined for Greatness on TikTok. I want to highlight a disturbing individual in the comment section that decided that this was an appropriate comment to make. D. Cole Thorpe 2049 type 4th term load in Jamaica. Under a video where a lady's life was lost, was taken by the police, this germs, this filthy-minded individual, come on in the comment section talking about 4th term loading. And then you see what they're doing. They never show their picture in Jamaica. They have these platforms and these channels on YouTube where they just show random picture. Right? It appears as if the government is paying them. What context could you have to come under a grieving lady's? This is a post about the lady grieving about her family member losing her life by the hands of the police. And this dirty, just nasty-minded individual come under the comment section and come talk about 4th term loading. I'm telling you, the judgment that shall reach you guys if you don't continue with this thing that you guys are doing in supporting the government. I am not calling, God is going to judge you. And I am no longer praying for any judgment for you. But I am certain if you guys continue and not repent in this manner, your judgment is going to be quite sure. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable, ladies and gentlemen. Unbelievable. Now I'm just going to block this individual, you know. Yeah, because I don't want persons like this to have an opportunity to type in my chat. I am going to block them right now, and I'm doing it live while I'm doing this recording. Somebody said she was executed. That is the exact terminology. That is the exact terminology for what occurred. If you are watching, if you watch that video and you are not outraged, I don't know what to do with you. But I digress. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section, ladies and gentlemen. Now, guys, later, I will be on live. And I'll be looking at the interview with Mark Golding and Colin Bell. I have not watched it, obviously. I'm here live right now. So I will be looking at that, and I also will be looking at the press conference for the People's National Party. I'll be looking at that as well and giving my reaction to that. So see you guys later at 11, the latest, 10:30 p.m. Jamaica time, or 11. Yeah, man, for real, Jamaica Swag King, me I tell you. Everybody on the TikTok live, go and subscribe to my YouTube. The link is in my bio. Alright? Certain videos I'm going to be posting over there. I can't post them on TikTok. It don't make no sense. Alright, my people? So check out that. Barrington say you can't stop Junker from flying. You can't stop Junker from naming dead meat. Wow. Wow. And for my TikTok people, encouragement strengthen labor. If you guys are not getting this, I'm not getting 50,000 likes. I don't get paid really for TikTok. You know? And I don't give nobody for put on. Nothing for put on. So if you don't know what I give, that's fine. But if I'm going to come on and I don't get 50,000 likes, it don't make no sense to come on. Better I just do some video and post them and do my live on my YouTube. And that never start. Because I had like almost 200 people on this live at one point. And I have not. Why do people so mean with the like button? Mighty God. YouTube going good to them and I tell no lie. So me should I get more likes on that station and still, on that channel and still. Because about almost 200 people there on the live there too. But for Bolo VNR clips, we know say I have some detractors. So that's a good amount of likes. So the amount of people that is still watching me right now. That means that you guys are definitely the ones that support this platform. The one that may come because they mean say something are going and then just watch and gone and then don't hit the like button. We know say them not really support the platform. It is what it is. See you guys later though. Alright? God bless you. Have yourself a wonderful rest of the evening. Alright? Jamaica Swag King, thank you for that. A shard of hope. Big up yourself for that. That is very, very, yeah man. Thank you for that. That symbolically, yeah man. Thank you for that, General. Respect here. Alright, so look at my people. The word is love. See? Yeah, man.